Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is take 2 of both the videos I'm gonna record today. So on Friday, hello to my Monday people. On Friday when you're seeing this, and I'm wearing the same sweatshirts because I recorded them both today right here. So they're gonna look very similar. So welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to be filming my beginning of the year book tag. I not just barely, a while ago, watched Larry Reed's do it, and I decided that I had to because she's so cool that I need to do everything she does. I also thought it would be fun to reflect on next year and throughout the year. So that being said, I did change a couple of the questions to fit me a little bit better, but let's get started. So this video is not 700 years long because I'm a yepper. So look how cute. Okay, anyway. So I joined a book club, and the lady who started the book club made these cute stickers for everybody. So we're the bookworm buddies. And look at the little dragon. So cute. And it matches my journal so perfectly. All right, question number 1. How many books are you planning on reading in 2025? Little spoiler because you're going to see all my things, but I wrote 2024. So go me. I am hoping to read between 50 and 100. So my goal is 100 books, but if I only read 50, if I can at least read 50, I'll be happy. I read 48 this last year. So 50, I'd be happy, but I would love to read 100 books this year because there were like 5 months out of the year last year that I didn't read any books, and like 2 that I read 1 book each month. Like, respectful. Yeah. Anyway, respectively. So I feel like I should, if I read 50 last year and only read like half of the year, I feel like I should be able to get to 100 books this year, but we'll see. So I will be happy with 100. I mean, because reading goals are really super arbitrary. Like, I do want to set myself a goal or else I won't make time to do it. And I want to make time for my hobbies, and I love to read, but like, I will not make time to do it unless it's a goal or something I need to work towards. So at least 50, hopefully 100. A book that I'm likely to reread in 2025. I didn't bring them with me. That's embarrassing. Path of Ruin by Erica Myers and Book Lovers by Emily Henry. Path of Ruin by Erica Myers is so good. I literally cannot stop thinking about it. I bought the physical of both. I pretend that I'm holding them. I literally cannot stop thinking about Path of Ruin. I definitely will be rereading it. I'm hoping within the next week or 2, but I have read a lot of fantasy the last couple weeks, so I may give it a little bit of time so that I can like really give it everything. And then Book Lovers by Emily Henry, I listened to it last year and I really enjoyed it, but I didn't but it wasn't a 5-star. And I feel like if I were to have read it, then that would then it would be a 5-star. So I kind of want to test that. And I really enjoyed it, so I want to reread it anyway. But I do want to read it physically this time. Priority reads this year. I really want to reread Scythe. These are both rereads as well. I want to read Scythe by Neil Shusterman and Harry Potter. I want to read the Harry Potter series, both of those 2 series. Me and my husband listen to Scythe together just about every year, and I did it last year. So I definitely want to make sure I do it this year. And then Harry Potter, I listened to 2 years ago, and so I want to reread them. I want to make a a tradition of rereading them every year or close there too, or some variation of that. We started a tradition that we're watching the movies every year in the fall, like starting in September. And so I really would like to reread them. I also want to physically read them because I listened to them last time, and so a huge push I have this year for myself is to physically read books. I listened to almost half of the books I read last year, and so I definitely just want to read more. And I feel like I should be done with college. I'll be done with college here soon, and so I should have more time. I can't say that because you never know, but I should have more time to sit and read, and I really want to take time to be quiet and sit and just be. And so I really want to read more physical books this year. That was a lot. That wasn't the question, but there you go. An author I won't be reading this year. 2 authors that I'm not super inclined to be reading. Never say never, you never know. But Ali Hazelwood and Lynn Painter. I read 1 book from both of them this year and just wasn't super impressed. I really did not like the Lynn Painter book I read, but I've heard it's one of her older releases, so I do feel like I should give her a chance on her newer releases. But like where I didn't like the other one, I'm not super inclined to read it. We'll see. And then Allie Hazelwood, I read one book by her. Can't remember the titles of either of them. And it was just like a 3-star read. It was fine. I think the only reason I got through was because I was listening to it. I just don't feel like, maybe, who knows, if I need a book to listen to, I might, but I just don't want to waste my time on books that I don't want to read. We're going to skip a little bit. 2 bookish goals this year. I've got 2. Number 1, no, that's not the question I want to skip to. Bookish things I'm leaving in 2024. Number 1, not finishing books I'm not liking. I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm going to start DNFing books because the Lynn Pager book I read should have DNF'd. The Hazelwood book, it was fine. But I like, there are so many good books to read, and there's so many books to read, so I might as well read the books that I'm excited to read, right? And like, that's not a be-all end-all, because I said that I would never read Fourth Wing, and now it is definitely top of my list. I am obsessed right now, so. But yeah, like, so there, I'm not, like, I'm going to still read books that I don't necessarily want to read, but like I'm not going to force myself. And if I'm not liking it, I'm just going to stop. Like, it's fine. And then I'm going to count them on my reading goal as long as I read 50% or more. Because I feel like for most books, 50% is like 200 pages-ish of the size of books that I'm reading. I feel like that should count for something. I did put the work in for that, so I will count them. But I definitely will, like, in my stats, show how many were DNF'd, because I feel like that's important. Let's see. Oh, most anticipated book release is Onyx Storm by Rebecca Yarros. I just finished Fourth Wing and Iron Flame, and I am obsessed, so I cannot wait for that book to come out, which should come out tomorrow when you're watching this, or when this video is coming out. Onyx Storm will be coming out tomorrow. I'm stoked. I'm obsessed. I cannot wait, literally. So excited. Let's see. Something new I want to try. I want to try to read some memoirs. A book goal that I have this year is to read 12 different genres. Like, I really want to branch out and try lots of things this year. Like, I'm reading 100 books. I should be able to branch out a little bit. And a huge one I want to do is a memoir. I'm not sure. I have not, I don't know which one I want to read. I haven't really looked into it, but I do want to read a memoir. A popular book I want to read, Throne of Glass. Okay, I said I would never read Throne of Glass. I was kind of like, meh. Like, maybe, but like, meh. But I said the same thing about Fourth Wing, and now I love it. So I'm going to give Throne of Glass a try. I don't know that I want to read ACOTAR. I just heard that one is quite a bit spicier. I know Fourth Wing and Iron Flame are spicy, but like, yeah, I feel like I've heard that ACOTAR is spicier, and I've heard that Throne of Glass doesn't have any spice in it, or at least not till the end, so that's why I want to try that one. A bookish goal I have this year, I want to review all my books, and I want to participate in more book clubs. So first, I joined the book club, Bookworm Buddies. I've got a little tracker here that I'll put all the books I read with them. And then I also want to read book club books with Kristen and Maddie, and I'll read what she's reading, because they do book clubs every month on their podcast, and so I want to read the books that they're reading, because I think that would be fun. And then for my book reviews, I do post them on Instagram, Fable, Goodreads. I think I'm going to start making reels and posting the reels, or the shorts, whatever, of me reviewing them to Instagram and YouTube as well. But the biggest thing I mean here, my biggest goal here, is to write them all in my reading journal. So I have a little template of like how I rate and review books. And so I write it on my Notion, and then I copy it into my, so I copy it into my reading journal, and then the same thing is what gets copied and pasted onto my posts when I post them. So it's all very like repeating the same thing over and over, but I just think it turns out so cute. Obviously they're not super fancy or anything, but like I love them, and I love writing, and I love talking about books, and I've only read 3 books this year. So there's not a lot there, but this has just been I've loved getting to finish a book and sit down and write about it. So this is what I mean by reviewing all my books this year. That's a huge thing for me. My foot is so asleep. Okay, let's see. A book on my TBR that I will probably never read. I did not grab it. Powerless by Lauren Roberts. This is a book that I borrowed, and so it's not like technically mine, or technically, I guess it's not my physical TBR, but that's not the question. I started reading it and I DNF'd it. I just could not get into it. And again, with my bookish goal, like, I'm not gonna worry about it. I've already tried it. I didn't love it. I'm just gonna let it go. Oh my gosh. Jeez, my watch is getting on me. A series that I want to read this year. Obviously, I've already talked about a lot of series that I want to read this year. That's like mostly what I want to read this year is series. But Percy Jackson, I really want to read Percy Jackson this year. Auto by authors, Erica Myers. She doesn't have any like announced right now or like whatever, but like if she puts out a book, I will buy it and I will read it. I loved Path of Ruin, so I will, and just like her writing style and everything, like great, especially for a debut author. Like I cannot wait to see what else she comes out with. Obsessed. A sequel I'm anticipating, Cress by Marissa Myers. I don't know if a third book in a series counts as a sequel or not. I don't think so, but that's okay. Cress by Marissa Myers. I read the first two books, Cinder and Scarlet, this year, and if I'm remembering right, I rated Cinder 9.25 out of 10 and Scarlet 9.5 out of 10. So like I really liked both of those books. So I'm super excited to read Cress and the rest of the series this year. A book to show adaptation I'm super excited for is Scythe by Neil Shusterman. They've talked about how that it's being turned into a TV show, and me and my husband really love that series, so we're both excited. I'm a little worried. Hopefully they do it justice, but I'm super excited to see how that turns out. How has my reading taste evolved? So I definitely read mostly lit fic or historical romance in the past, but I definitely have changed. I mean, I still like those, but I've definitely started reading more romance, and then recently more fantasy. The only books I've read this year have been fantasy. The one book I finished December 29th or something, so it's in my reading journal, even though it's not gonna count for this year. But, so technically I've read 4 books, I'm on my 5th, that are all fantasy. So, I definitely am getting into fantasy. Last year I said, I'm not much of a fantasy reader, other than Path of Ruin. But I was like, I'm not much of a fantasy reader. I just don't like any that I start. I'm a liar. I just didn't like, I literally just didn't like the ones I was reading. Obsessed. I'm so excited to get into fantasy this year. What to expect from my bookish accounts. So, for my booktube in particular, I'm hoping to post once to twice a week. I should finish my college at the end of March, beginning of April in there. After that point, I should be able to post 2 videos a week. Like, that shouldn't be a problem. But right now, I don't really have the time to. So 1 to 2 videos per week. We'll kind of see what happens there. I'm going to try to do 2. But, like, I also have to make time for my homework. So, you know, we'll see on that. I also, on my Instagram, my Bookstagram, is mostly, I mostly post book reviews right now. I definitely want to get into more, like, reels and, like, funny videos, things like that on my page, but mostly book reviews and book recommendations. That's really what I like to focus on. I love writing book reviews and love talking about them. So that's mostly what my page is about. And then I want to start posting reels of the book, like book reviews in reels, to post on YouTube and shorts. That's the same thing, on shorts and reels, because I think that would be fun to get out there a little bit more. And definitely the algorithms push shorts more, and so reels, short form videos more, and so I would like to make more of those because I'd like to connect and get more bookish friends to talk about things with. And then the last question, if you have made it this far, please comment your favorite booktube creator, because that's what this question is. I'd love to see everybody's favorite booktube creators and get some more more comfort influencers, comfort booktubers. But the ones that I like personally are Ellen Catherine, Larry Reeds, and Katie Whitrook. Those are my top 3, like, of all time. I've been watching them for a long time, and the, like, most consistently are my favorite to watch. Then some others that I'm starting to get into, Jack Edwards and his other page, Jack in the Books. I love his videos, and I really like how they're focused on that he reads more like, he reads a little bit of everything, but he definitely focuses more on like translated works, classics, lit fic, like things like that. And I love getting to see that because it's not super popular on BookTube. And so I like getting to see that. Olive's Book Nook, I just love this style of her videos. They're so like cozy and chill and comfortable, and like I love watching them. Love watching them. And she's so honest too. She's like so straight up about things, and I love it. I've got quite a few of my 25 for 2025 books that I want to read came from Olive's Book Nook channel. And then 2 podcasts that I've been listening to, or like watching on YouTube, both kind of. Kristen and Maddie, which are sisters who talk about books, and I'll read what she's reading. And both of those 2, I talked about doing book clubs, more book clubs. Both of those 2 do a book club every month, do like a book that they read all together every month. And I'm super excited to read with them. I love watching their content. They're so relatable, so funny. I love hearing what they have to say. So 100%. Those, I would say, are my favorite BookTube creators. Thank you so much for watching today's video. Watch out for this Friday, which I'm about to film, a video of every book on my physical TBR and starting a series where I read every book on my physical TBR. So if you're interested in that, go check that out. It definitely have a smaller TBR than most people making these videos, but I'm super excited to do this series. So if you want to check that out, make sure you like and subscribe, and I will see you on Friday. Have a great week.